Come closer. Sit down. I see that look in your eyes. It's a look I've worn myself for many decades. It is the look of a man who is running as fast as he can, but fears he is running in the wrong direction. You feel the weight of the world, don't you? You feel the pressure to be everything, to have everything, and to do it all before the sun sets on your youth. But there is something else, a silent enemy you haven't named yet, something that whispers to you in the dead of night, telling you that no matter how much you achieve, it will never be enough. I know that voice. It is the voice of the unlived life. And today, I am going to tell you exactly how to silence it forever. But first, you must understand the true cost of the life you are currently living. I am old now. My hands are weathered, and my breath is short. But in the silence of these final years, I have seen things clearly for the first time. I have seen the tragedy of men who spent their entire lives building a house, only to realize they forgot to build a home inside themselves. They collected keys to rooms they were too tired to ever sit in. There is a story that was told to me by a man much older and wiser than I, back when I was just as lost as you are now. It is the story of the master stonecutter and the 3 apprentices. Most people think they know this story, but they miss the secret hidden in the 3rd apprentice's failure. Pay attention, because your entire future depends on which of these 3 men you are today. When I was your age, I was obsessed with the mountain. I thought that if I could just reach the peak, if I could get the title, the wealth, the recognition, I would finally be at peace. I treated every day like a battle, and every person like a competitor. I won many of those battles. I climbed very high, but do you know what I found at the top? Nothing but cold wind and the realization that I had left everyone I loved at the bottom. I had the view, but I had lost the soul to enjoy it. I was a king of a kingdom of shadows. This brings us to the stone. For 30 years, the master stonecutter chipped away at the same gray blocks in the heat of the sun and the bite of the frost. The 1st apprentice saw only a job. He worked for the coin, and he died poor in spirit, exhausted by the weight of a life he never wanted. The 2nd apprentice saw only the cathedral. He worked for the glory, but he became bitter and resentful because the work took too long and the recognition never came fast enough. He was a slave to a future that hadn't arrived yet. But the 3rd apprentice was different. He didn't look at the coin, and he didn't even look at the cathedral. He looked at the hammer. He understood that the hammer was an extension of his own character. He understood that every strike was a prayer, a commitment to excellence that required no witness. He wasn't just shaping stone, he was shaping himself. He realized that the cathedral was already finished within him long before the first stone was laid. This is where society has lied to you. They told you that happiness is a destination, a place you arrive at once you've suffered enough. They told you that you are trying to become someone successful. Stop. You are not trying to be a man of discipline. You must decide, right now, in the absolute silence of this moment, that you already are the person you wish to become. The actions you take from this second forward are simply the physical evidence of that internal decision. If you want to be a writer, you don't focus on the book. You focus on being a person who writes every single day. If you want to be strong, you don't wait for the muscle. You embody the soul of the athlete now. The result is just the echo of the person you have already become in the dark. The world is designed to keep you distracted. It wants you loud, it wants you fast, and it wants you desperate. Because a desperate man is easy to sell to. A desperate man is easy to control. But a man who has found peace in his own work, a man who finds joy in the simple strike of the hammer, is dangerous to the status quo. He is a man who cannot be bought. The great Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius once wrote that it is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live. Most men are already dead. They are just waiting for their bodies to realize it. They live in the someday. Someday I will be disciplined. Someday I will start the business. Someday I will be happy. Nature does not recognize someday. Nature only recognizes the strike of the hammer today. The tree does not try to grow. It simply grows. The river does not try to flow. it flows. If you want to change your life, you don't need a 5-year plan. You need to change the way you handle the next 10 minutes. That is the only place where your power exists. In the small, the mundane, and the overlooked. You must kill the amateur inside you. The amateur waits for motivation. The amateur waits for the perfect conditions, for the sun to be at the right angle and the heart to feel light. The professional, the master, knows that motivation is a ghost. It comes and goes like the tide. Discipline is the only thing that remains when the fire goes cold and the room is empty. Look at your life. What are you avoiding? What is that one difficult thing you know you should do, but you keep pushing to tomorrow? That thing is your stone. And until you strike it with honesty and presence, you will remain a ghost in your own life, haunted by the person you could have been. You are trading your potential for a comfort that will eventually smother you. Think about the men who came before you, the ones whose names are now forgotten, carved into stones that the rain has washed smooth. They, too, had fears. They, too, had dreams they were too afraid to chase. They waited for the perfect moment, the perfect sign, the perfect feeling of readiness. And while they waited, life simply happened. Do not let your story be written in the ink of regret. The legacy you leave behind isn't a statue or a name on a building. It is the quality of the soul you forge in the heat of your daily struggle. Your life is a message to the universe. Make sure it is a message worth sending. Time is a cruel teacher. It gives the test first and the lesson afterward. I am giving you the lesson now, so you don't have to fail the test as I did. You think you have time? You don't. You only have this breath, this heartbeat, this single choice. Do not be the man who reaches 70 and says, "I could have been." Do not be the man who realizes too late that he spent his life preparing for a life he never actually lived. Be the man who reaches the end and says, "I was here. I struck the stone. I gave everything I had to the work." If you can hear the truth in my voice, it's because that same truth is already inside you, screaming to be let out. You don't need more motivation. You need more honesty. You don't need more tips or shortcuts or secrets. You need more character. You need to look into the mirror and finally stop lying to the man looking back at you. I want you to do something for me, something that most men are too afraid to do because it makes them vulnerable. I want you to name the one stone you have been avoiding. That one difficult thing you've been pushing away for far too long. Name it in the comments below. Not for me, not for an algorithm, but to make it real. To put it into the physical world where it can no longer hide in the shadows of your mind. To declare that today is the day you stop running from yourself. And then, I want you to join us. Subscribe to this frequency, not because I want followers, but because you need a daily reminder that the hammer is still in your hand. The world is loud, and it will try to distract you with 1,000 shiny, meaningless things. But the truth is quiet. Listen to the silence. Listen to the person you are becoming when no one is watching. Everything you have ever wanted is on the other side of the work you are currently avoiding. The mountain is tall, yes, but the climb is only one step at a time. Do not look at the peak and tremble. Look at your feet and move. Now, go. The world is waiting for a man who is truly, deeply, and unapologetically alive. Strike the stone, and do not stop until the work is done.